Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast. Max, how you doing tonight, my brother?
I'm doing good, Juan. How are you, sir?
Doing good. All right. Raiders still suck, you know?
You played him tough, though, didn't you?
Yeah. It's bad when I don't even react to good plays for the Raiders because I know the outcome. I know the outcome. I can't even get excited no more. It's tough. It's the only Raiders shit I'm gonna do. I promise I won't mention them throughout the podcast. This is gonna be the only time. So there goes that. All right. We suck. Anyway, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have. We are officially done with week 8, Max, which usually would be the halfway point. It's so weird with the halfway point because it's an uneven amount of games, 17 games. So week 8 in the books. Just got done watching Monday Night Football. Great night of sports, by the way. We had the Dodgers in the World Series against the Yankees tonight. Watching a little NBA action with the Lakers trying to go 4-0. We'll probably react to that later on in the podcast because me and Max are watching it on the side right here. So we'll see what happens. And Monday Night Football with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Giants, which was not that good of a game. It was close, went down to the wire, but I want to say this. I was wrong about Russ. I have liked what I've seen from Russ. I thought he duplicated as far as some of the stuff that we seen last Sunday night against the Jets. He did some Russell Wilson-esque type shit as far as like him moving in the pocket a little bit, him making some deep ball throws. Props to Russell Wilson, bro. They look efficient. I was a big criticizer as far as the move goes from Mike Tomlin for benching Justin Fields, but the offense 100% looks more effective.
It definitely does one, but is there a world where like he doesn't bench Russ, or he doesn't bench Fields, and then it's like they've still won these last two games? Like I feel like the teams they've played,
Yeah.
and again, I'm not trying to disparage Russ. I like Russ. I think he's played way better than I thought he could. But is there a world where they're 2-0 in these last 2 weeks with Fields? I think yes.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Jets are a mess. The Giants are not much better. They're not the shit show the Jets are, but they're not this talented world-beating team. And I will say this for the Steelers: as good as they've looked, and laissez-faire, it's still like, can we get a test for them, bro? Like I swear, the Steelers are the king of the early season like runs, kind of like the Eagles last few years. But man, like I just want to see them get tested, dude. We know the defense is good, but let's see that offense.
Yeah.
Like, let's see that offense against like some of the elite of the NFL, and that's what I'm kind of curious to see. And dude, by the way, him not being the backup is crazy. Justin Fields, like I'm sure it's for like that's crazy. Like who's the backup then? What's his name? I can't think of who it is, but like, how is he not the?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look, Steelers are 6-2. It's a lot of teams that are, kind of in that 6-2 range. 3-4. You got a couple of 4-3 teams, whatever. The Giants, on the other hand, they go down 2-6. I think the season is officially over. I think they need to consider trying out all their young talent as much as possible at every single position and kind of just throw in the
I
towel,
just
bro.
I just want to ask you is what do you think of the coaching staff? Like I don't think they've coached bad enough to lose their jobs.
No,
Like
and
I
Dable's
don't
going to be
believe
the
that.
talk of discussion. I'm with you on that. I don't think it's 100% Dable's fault. I think injuries involved, losing Andrew Thomas and like Alex Highsmith was fucking killing it tonight. Um, Malik Neighbors, he's frustrated, man. His body language is terrible. Balls that are just overthrown, underthrown. Him overthinking shit like drop balls. It's hard to watch, man. I like the kid Tyrone Tracy had a good night tonight on the ground. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you got to play young guys, see what you got. There's no point of playing a Devin Singletary, guys like that. You need to see what you got in the young guys. Hopefully, you can win some games, but in the aftermath of it, they're going to be picking high in the draft. And we'll see what Dable's faith is, because it's New York, man. It's New York. He's under the hot seat again, 2 years in a row, bad seasons. Um, Honestly, the coaching staff and the management essentially went all in on Daniel Jones for 2 years, and it just hasn't panned out. It just hasn't.
And I have to say, it's not like Daniel Jones is playing at like a Deshaun Watson level of bad,
Mhm.
because he's not. It's just he's clearly a quarterback like a Kirk Cousins, like a Brock Purdy, like in this situation, in Tua Tagovailoa, who kind of need pieces around him,
Yeah.
right? And again, I'm not trying to say he's better than those guys or he could be those guys, but in a world where like he has talent around him, I could totally see a case where he's a good quarterback in football. And I don't think he's played to a level where we're like, hey, here's the problem. It's
Right.
all his fault. It's not. Is he overpaid? More than likely, yes. But there are a lot of quarterbacks like that.
Yeah.
So that's just my little piece. I know I have no reason to defend the Giants. I don't really care about them, but I just don't think it's fair to label this whole season on Daniel Jones.
Right. It's a team effort. Like I said, injuries, the Saquon Barkley thing, like, even though it wouldn't have been as much, different, but you definitely wouldn't have that on top of it, Max. Like, the fan base is like, fuck, we're losing. Daniel
Yeah,
Jones
Saquon's
sucks.
living his best life.
Exactly. So it's
But again,
just,
though, dude, Saquon on the Giants ain't doing this
yeah,
because the
yeah,
O line is, again, it's not just a mess, it's like beyond a mess.
yeah, 100% agree. We'll see how it goes. That's your Monday Night Football recap. Let's talk about Sunday, man. Uh, Great games. Great games. Classic. Bears, Commanders, number 1 pick against the number 2 pick. Bless you, Max.
Excuse me. Thank you.
I think this game was, obviously a defensive game to start out. There wasn't much scoring involved.
I'm just waiting for you to bring up Tyreek Stevenson, but yeah, go ahead, go ahead, because he is such a small bit of the game.
Yeah.
Because realistically, I feel like both teams kind of showed me that they're not really like they're like, I know their record's good, but we're also like, yeah, we kind of know you guys aren't like
I mean,
there yet.
I kind of disagree. I feel like that with the Bears, but I think the Commanders are on to something. I know, yeah, they won off a Hail Mary, and they probably shouldn't have even won this game. But the the points may not show how good that they played as a team, because they had the yardage there. They just couldn't score. I like the Commanders, dude. I think I'm picking them to win the NFC East. I still want to see them against the Eagles. They haven't played the Eagles this year, correct? So
No, I think they play soon.
that's gonna be their biggest test yet. But the Bears are not a slouch on defense. As much as
No,
everyone wants to talk about the Tyreek Stevenson and they gave up the Hail Mary, the Bears defense is legit. It's the reason why they were in this game. The offense finally got one drive. That's all they needed. One drive from Caleb Williams in the offense, and they gave him a chance to win that game. But I love what I see against the Bears, with the Commanders playing on Sunday, dude. Jaden Daniels, he continues to prove why he's the best quarterback this year.
as a rookie for sure,
As a
it's not
rookie.
even close.
Yeah.
Caleb has looked very good. He has looked the part of Caleb, but Jay Daniels just surpasses it in the eye test and the record and whatever you want to say. And now he's getting that kind of belief behind him where it's like, dude, he just made a Hail Mary. And I don't want to overreact and be like, next week they could come out flat, because like you've seen one with teams where like we have all this energy, we have this crazy win, and then next week we just don't get up for it. But they're getting that belief in that their rookie quarterback just gets it done.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Russ in Seattle, right? Like you're like, with Russ had the ball with 1:30, you're like, oh, he's scoring.
Yeah.
He's absolutely scoring.
And you just see a different
Right.
type of energy. I can't praise Dan Quinn enough. I did it like in like week 2, I believe, giving him a shout out. But man, does it just get worse for the Cowboys? Like that has to pain you watching Dan Quinn have success in your division. It's a bad look.
7. What are they? 7-1, 6-2,
It's 6-2.
6-1.
They're 6-2.
6-2.
Yeah.
They're a good team, man.
They're good. And
Yeah.
look, as much as shit that we want to talk about their defense, because obviously they don't have like the elite guys. Like they don't have anyone that pops out like an elite corner or an elite edge rusher.
They have 2 good D tackles.
Which one is hurt?
One's hurt the year. Yeah, one's hurt the year.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at their roster, you're not like, I mean, even on offense, outside of Terry McLaurin, you're not like,
yeah,
holy crap, like, dude, playmaker after, like, you look at the Bears, you're like, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, like, these are good players.
Yeah.
Dunze, even though he's a rookie, you're like, damn, these are good players. And on defense, you're like, damn, Montez Sweat, damn, Jalen Johnson, Brisker, you're like, these are good. Tremaine Edmonds, they don't have that. They have Bobby Wagner. I guess he's a big name, but he's washed.
Yeah,
he's a shell of himself.
They
he's
play
a good
good
linebacker.
They play good as a unit.
Yes, absolutely, and they're coached well. And I mean, we're going to talk about the Niners and Cowboys game later, but coaching matters in football, guys. It really does. And you know, sometimes coaching can get hidden behind like a player struggling, like. For instance, the Browns, you know, we're going to talk about them, I think, next up. But the coaching hasn't really been the problem with the Browns. It's kind of just like, dude, our quarterback's struggling. Our offensive line's just in shambles. Players are getting hurt. And it's just kind of the case. And it's like you said, worst case scenario is like Dow's struggling. Your coach looks like a freaking buffoon.
Yeah. And as far as the Caleb Williams goes, look, I don't think their offense is good. They showed some things the last 2 weeks before their bye week, but they were playing the Jags. Like the Jags are not all that good. You can score on their defense, and when you come against a team like the Commanders, who's well coached, you're going against Dan Quinn. You're going to see the same struggles that you've seen in the beginning of the season. Now, does that mean he's going to be a bust? No, fuck no. You've seen what he did the last 2 weeks. Like it's obvious. Caleb Williams has fucking talent, bro. That's not a question. But they're going to struggle this year. They're going to have multiple games like this, like they did in week 1 and week 2, that little stretch that they had, and it's going to look ugly. On a good note, DeAndre Swift looks like he's going to get going. Like he's been getting it going like the last like 4 weeks. So that's a good sign for the run game. But their pass game, like I'm just not a big fan of I don't know why I want to say Darrell Bevel, but their offensive coordinator. Shane Waldron, thank you. I was thinking of another Seattle offensive coordinator back in the day. But Shane Waldron, bro, I'm just not a believer in it. They need to fire him. I don't think he's the guy to be the offensive coordinator for the Bears, man. They got way too many weapons to be having such a bland, I feel like, passing attack.
I want to say one thing about their about Keenan Allen. The Chargers, you sold at the right time, I think. I absolutely think you sold at the right time. Yeah. And obviously his stats were going to be low because he's not the focal point. But I don't see too much from Keenan Allen on a weekly basis, do you?
No.
I feel like his best days are behind him, and there's no shots. He can still be a great 3 receiver, but
yeah, a
good job on the Chargers for selling at the right time. Will they get a 2nd-round pick for him? 3rd?
Yeah, definitely sold high.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anything else on the Bears or the Commanders, Max?
No, I think we should move on to the Browns.
All right, let's do it. The Browns, who were arguably the biggest headline as far as the 10 a.m. games go. Jameis Winston. Fucking Jameis fucking Winston, bro.
I don't think there's a more different, you know, we talked about temperaments like Stroud and Love last week.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson was playing at such a conservative rate, right? And Jameis Winston's like, nah, we just need 5 yards to win. Let's just chuck it 50. F it. Like, this is Jameis Winston, guys. He's a talented quarterback. He's a slinger. He has games like this, and there's games you're going to be like, what the hell? What are we doing? But this is there can't be a worse look for Deshaun Watson. There can't. There just isn't.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying his teammates like hate him and they're happy like they won without him. But just as like a fan perspective, you're like, oh man, like I bet Deshaun's like great.
Right.
It's just gonna pile on Deshaun. And unfortunately, the Cleveland situation and how they're ever gonna like rebuild their team and have a chance is that they can get him going. And this is just another shot to the confidence. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you.
Hey, if you didn't already feel like shit, we just won without you against one of the best teams in football.
Yeah,
that's pretty much.
This is the thing, though. You've seen it week 2 when the Ravens lost to the Raiders. I think
it's a Raiders and Browns thing.
Yeah, no. But the Ravens have an issue on defense. I know they had a lot of guys out. Marlon Humphrey was out. Nate Wiggins was out. But
I think they have a problem playing with their food and keeping leads.
That's
obviously,
that's a given. Yeah. They've had that since Harbaugh. But it really is an issue on defense. They're not all that good on defense, as people may want to think. They're definitely capable of letting go a 30-point fucking bomb.
Do you know what they're missing? And I'm just thinking about
edge rusher.
They're missing a Terrell Suggs.
Yeah,
they're missing a guy who just wins and doesn't have to be created for him. It's like, hey, this is a guy, and Justin Matabuke is cool on the inside. I don't think he's as good as he is last year. I think last year was the perfect storm, and I think he's still an ass kicker. But let's be real, he's not an elite. He's not a Chris Jones, right? He's not.
Yeah.
He's just a really good defensive tackle. There's nothing wrong with that, but they need a guy who can kick ass, and they don't have that, and that guy's not available on the trade market. Those guys don't get traded.
Yeah,
very much.
Even a guy that got shut down this weekend, Jeffrey Simmons. A lot of teams were calling up the Titans for him. I think he would fit the Baltimore Ravens absolutely perfect.
He would, but that wouldn't necessarily fix their issue. They need Harold Landry more than they need Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah, but on the offensive side, I thought they played okay. They played winnable. They just some shit happened, bro. Lamar was getting sacked a lot. The offensive line wasn't all that good against the Browns on Sunday, and Rashad Bateman got lost in the sauce looking at the sun, lost track of the ball, on a big play. It was just tough. They had a chance to win at the end. Lamar, couldn't complete the pass, but they'll be fine. I'm just saying, looking down the road, when this team is playing in January, hopefully they don't have the same problems, because I see
11 carries for Derrick Henry, by the way. It's too few. 15 minimum every game.
Yeah, he was getting stopped. I think he had one long run to
that kind of skewed his
right.
how because I don't remember him really doing much else. It wasn't like Dallas. Who else did they play? It wasn't just chunk after chunk after chunk.
On a side note,
Buffalo.
On a side note, Max, did you see him run over JOK?
Yeah, I was like, bro,
that shit was bad, bro.
Yeah, Jay, it's just you're not Brandon Spikes. That's who you need to have.
Come
you
on.
Don't need. Yeah,
but look, the Ravens on offense will be fine. I'm not worried about it. Their defense is what I'm worried about. We'll see how they hold up against, a team that can score a lot of fucking points. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Shout out to the Browns, though. Shout out to Jameis Winston. Getting it done. We'll see what the Browns can do. Let's talk about another AFC North team. Let's talk about the Bengals, who played the Eagles on Sunday. Your Eagles, Max.
How do you think this game went for me, as a fan? How do you think
you were definitely pissed off throughout the majority of the game? This game was a lot closer than the scoreboard said. It got out of hand.
How maybe do you think after the first 2 drives I was like, we're fucking gonna get killed. It's over. Fluke, total fluke. I was really impressed by the Eagles fight. I was impressed with their offense. I hate the Eagles run game. I love inside zone. It's my favorite run. It's the only run I see us do. It a pull RPO. I'm so done with it. I hate that. I love running under the center. You don't get it enough with the Eagles. Am I wrong? Do you see the Eagles run under center? And I'm just not around.
Not as much.
I don't see it.
It's not at all.
Yeah. Saquon got tackled at the 1, had a touchdown stolen from him.
Thank God.
I like when we use our quarterback draws again, because now it's not our default 3rd and 10 play. But, hey, Jalen Hurts played good, really good today. He's not my favorite quarterback ever, because there's just things about his game I wish he was better at, but he throws a great deep ball. He definitely does that well.
Yeah.
and the defense came out to play in the second half. The Bengals made a mistake when they went for it on 4th and 1, and that was a horrible play call. And I think Cooper DeJean or Reed Blankenship like wrapped up Jamar for a loss. And after that point one, it was over. The game just slipped. It was, I think, turnover on downs, interception, fumble, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Jalen Hurts definitely took over this game. I feel like it was
he did.
It was one of the few
Devontae
games.
Smith got into it.
Yeah, it was one of the few games that you've seen this season that Jalen Hurts just like, hey, I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna use my legs.
Yeah. Let me say one more thing and I'll let you talk because I've been talking about this game a lot. This game highlighted the Bengals' weakness. And no, I don't think Lou Almirono is a horrible defensive coordinator. They cannot get pressure. The Eagles were out. Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson went down. Jalen Hurts, did you ever really see him under that much duress?
No.
That's their problem. And now they can't be exotic in their coverages because they're having to just blitz to get pressure. And they couldn't.
Yeah.
And they couldn't.
And they can't run the ball. They're one-dimensional. Chase Brown and Zach Moss can't get anything going on the ground. It's very, very frustrating looking at it from a Bengals fan perspective.
Dude, Joe Burrow and Gesicki were killing it early on.
Yeah, their passing game is fine. You know, like I don't blame them the amount of times that they pass, but you still got to be able to run the ball efficiently at times.
And they did lose. They've lost Trent Brown. Yeah. They lost Orlando Brown this week. Mm-hmm. They're already thin at O-line. And I like Amarius Mims but one thing I'm learning about him and Latham, I know they're monsters. They are just so susceptible to speed.
Yeah.
Like Nolan Smith got Mims so dirty.
Yeah.
He's like, you just can't. I'm so much faster. And that's the one thing I've noticed a lot with the rookies.
Yeah, so the Bengals right now, Max, they are
3-5?
3-5 currently. I think it's doable. You know, they're really only 2 games out.
I don't think so.
I think it is.
So. I think their division is going to eat them up. Like they're not going to sweep the Steelers. The Steelers are going to win one of those games. The Ravens are going to beat them at least. The Ravens already beat them?
The Ravens already beat them.
Yeah. The Browns could take a game.
Yeah, they did. No, they did. They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Browns could steal a game. It's just this division is tough, man. It's like even when you win a game, it's like, damn, someone got hurt. Or like we just got a chunk of it's like playing the Lions, right? Like after you play that, you're like, fuck. It's next week's done.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm just rechecking. Yeah, they lost to the Ravens in that crazy shootout. I think they have a chance to still get it done, Max. The Chargers are 4-3. The Colts are 4-4. Those are the teams in front of them. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So right now, currently, the Chargers hold the 7th spot at 4-3.
That's right. That's a team. That's the team. That's the team of the AFC West I expected.
How about the Broncos? They're 5-3. I expect them to fall off. They played a couple shitty teams back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the Bengals can get it done. If I'm looking at the Colts, the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Bengals, I trust the Bengals out of those teams. I'm putting my money on the Bengals. That's just me personally. I like their offense. Let's see if they can get it done on defense, man. But real shaky start for Cincinnati, as always. We'll see what happens with them. Let's go to more disappointing. Let's talk about an AFC team that's not going to probably make it. Talk about the New York Jets, Max, again.
Good thing they fired Saleh.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. Real good job.
Look.
So, and what do you want to say? What is there to say? What is there to say?
I want to say this: the nail's in the coffin.
This is an inexcusable loss. Like, unbelievably bad. The Patriots are not a good football team. Where's the defense, bro? Your money's on your defense. They can't stop them.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that Rodgers didn't play that great of a game. He had y'all in a position to win the game, correct?
Yes.
Your defense has to come up with a stop on a horrible offense without Drake May. And y'all couldn't do it. It's done. It's done. I have nothing more to say. You guys suck. The Yankees suck. The Jets suck. I'm sorry. I like the Yankees, and they suck. And they're down 0-3 is done. New York Knicks probably going to suck. New York Jets suck. New York Giants suck. Yankees suck.
Look, man,
Cavs in 4, whatever.
I thought they got lucky. They got lucky because I felt like if Drake May would have stood in that game, they were
Oh,
gonna
he was dude.
they were gonna beat the
Drake.
shit out of him. I think
Yeah,
the
I
game would have
agree.
got ugly. I love what I seen from Drake May in that first quarter, man. He was looking good, dude. I was getting excited for Drake May.
Tyquan Thornton, man, dropped that dime, dude.
Yeah. But look, I kind of laid into the Jets last week. Um, this is terrible. This is what happens when you let a 40-year-old quarterback who is egotistical like Aaron Rodgers take over your franchise. This is what happens. And I think the bigger conversation here, we know that me and you agree. The Jets are done. I don't see them winning their division. I don't see them getting a playoff spot. It's a wrap. And I think
Yeah,
the locker room is toasted, in my opinion. My
yeah.
thing I want to ask you, do you see Rodgers coming back?
No.
No, 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 no.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Do you see Rodgers coming back to another team and having success and trying it one more
No,
time?
no, no. He's not going anywhere else. No one's touching him. He will play next year on the Jets, and maybe they'll fix it. I don't know.
Like, you don't think he'll go to Vegas?
No, no, no. Why would you want him? Why would you
Because the
even want
Raiders
him?
are
You
dumb.
would
Teams
correct.
teams
I
are
agree.
desperate.
I agree. I agree. But no,
I think Max.
we're spending too much time on this team. They suck. They suck. They made their bed. You fired your coach. You shouldn't have been fired because look how good you're doing now. Your defense is in shambles. Everything's in shambles.
I
You
think
need a
people are
hard
gonna
reset.
remember this though. People are gonna remember this whole Jet. The thing with Brett Favre is like he went on the Jets. He went 8-8.
They were good to start the year. They fizzled out at the end part.
Okay,
These Jets have never been good.
but
Never.
Brett Favre had that Vikings run, and it was kind of like very.
Brett Favre is not a fucking. He's an outlier. He is an outlier. This Jets team had way more talent than the other Jets team.
Yeah, that's facts.
Do
I
you
agree
not
with
agree?
that. I agree with that. But no, but all I'm saying is people are gonna remember this Aaron Rodgers thing.
Yep. Yep, they are.
It's gonna
And he
it's gonna be a
fucking
stain.
shit the bed.
It's gonna be a
Their
stain.
whole organization shit the bed with how they've done this season. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
Yeah.
Rodgers is to blame. Salah's to blame. The ownership's to blame. Everyone on this team is accountable.
Fire Woody
This
Johnson.
whole team sucks. Yeah, let's do it. Let's move on to anyone else. I'm so done with the Jets.
Okay.
They suck.
I'm gonna
They
go
don't
on to
deserve
a
to be
team
talked
that
about at all.
I'm going on to a team that I'm kind of fucking sick of. Miami Dolphins, another AFC East team. This is a game you needed to have. You needed this fucking game. I don't care how you did it. You needed this game. And the Cardinals found a way to win this game. It was a breakout game again by Marvin Harrison. He's been struggling. We talked about it last Monday night. And he came out and he had some big catches. James Conner was running the ball all over him. Tua was back. The offense looked a lot better, but they still wound up getting the L.
What does this team? Because they're basically trying to. When they hired Mike McDaniel, they wanted to build San Francisco in the AFC, right?
Yes.
Tell me what the difference between San Fran is and this team. I don't want to hear like, oh, better defense. What is different? Like, pick one word, and I will tell you what I think the answer is.
Physicality.
I was gonna say toughness.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This Miami team is all finesse. We think about the Niners. You think about, oh, Christian McCaffrey, so sleek, and Debo. Oh, look at these cool. Dude, they kick your ass in the trenches every week.
Yeah.
This is the Miami Dolphins don't do that. They don't.
Yeah. They're a track team. It can
Big
look good at
teams, Juan,
times.
don't get small. Fast teams don't stay fast throughout the course of a year.
Yeah.
That's what coaches say. There's a reason why Baltimore's always in the end of shit. Because they're a big team. They kick ass. They're people movers. This team, it's cool, bro. It's cool for first few weeks. It's always cool. Then it's nut crunch time. It's December football in Philadelphia. It's December football in Buffalo. It's different, bro. They're just not built. They're not built the right way.
Yeah.
They're finesse.
It's gonna be tough to get out of this hole. They're 2-5. They play Buffalo next week, a team that they struggle with every single year. They're
I
yet to
bet
beat them.
Tyreek Hill is so fun to be around right now. You love him.
Yeah.
You love him. You love your guy, right? You love him.
Yeah.
So
not
here's your bet.
not looking good. What the majority of the blame? Who you blaming on? Are you going kind of sour on Mike McDaniels?
I am.
I'm kind of.
I mean, I don't. I think he might be a coordinator. Hey, don't get me wrong. His offense is good.
Yeah.
Like, I will say that. It's not like you're like, damn, Dolphins have a shitty offense. I will say they made a mistake in signing Tua to an extension. Not just because of how good he is. First of all, in my opinion, he's not that great. Second of all, he is a huge injury risk. And then you go into the year without a good backup. Like you didn't want, like, what, Joe Flacco couldn't do it for you?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, stupidity.
Yeah.
I blame the GM and I blame Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, like who on the offense, Max, is the physicality guy? Alec Ingold?
Yeah, that's about it. I wouldn't say anyone else.
I think that's it, bro. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Miami, we'll see what happens. I'm not confident in Miami. They needed to win that game, and they just could not get it done. Let's talk about the Broncos and the Panthers. So the Broncos, Max, they're what, 5-2, I believe? 5-3.
Yeah, I think so.
They're 5-3.
Yeah.
Look, I love their defense. Their offense looks good against bad teams, but
I will say, Bo Nix was letting it rip today.
he was letting it rip. He had a couple of deep throws. I wouldn't say a lot, couple. But
No.
I think even Sean Payton said it in his presser that these are lower level teams, and
absolutely,
yeah, we can't get our head blown up from this and act like we're some juggernaut here. And I think he understands that, obviously. And I need to see more. I'm not jumping on the Broncos bandwagon.
Correct.
Yeah, I need to see more. I love to see it from Bo Nix as far as what we've seen in the preseason. Because what we've seen in the preseason, Max, it's coming true in the regular season on who he is.
Yeah, but I don't know his ceiling, but I know what his floor is, and he's a good quarterback. That's his floor.
Yeah.
He's going to be a good quarterback. Sean Payton can win with them.
Yeah.
They'll build a system because, like, give them a year to build a little bit more, another year of first-round picks, some money to spend.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that great of a roster, right? We talk about it with who are we talking about? Washington. They're kind of like Washington of the AFC. They don't have that great of a roster. There's no one you're really like, oh my, like, who's their defensive guy? You're like, wow.
Surtain.
Oh my God. Surtain. I agree. Surtain is, but anyone on the D line, you're like, that guy's give him $100 million. No.
Right.
Zach Allen's cool.
Yeah.
Right? They have Zach Allen.
Nick Bonito. They have a lot of solid guys.
Yeah, they have solid guys, but they're still like a year away from like getting some more elite talent. Like, other than that, there's not much for me to say on Denver. Like, you just can't trust what you've seen so far. Kind of reminds me of the Bears a little bit too. Yeah. What'd you think of Bryce Young? Were you excited to see him back at it?
Yeah. I wanted to talk about Bryce Young a little bit. I think that
it's
benching
so different.
I think that benching kind of did a little bit for him, as far as confidence wise. He didn't look,
bro, I don't even
he didn't look like a fucking shell out there like the first 2 weeks.
He didn't, but it's a talent thing, bro. It's a talent thing. He's just not capable of making game-changing plays. He's just not. He needs a system. There is no system in Carolina. They suck. Did he look a little better? Sure. But again, do you see anything like you're like, oof, that's the first overall pick in the draft? Have you seen anything?
No. I think the first round pick expectations are out
the first
window.
pick.
Yeah, the first pick, that's out the window. I think that's
I'm sorry for sounding so just pissed about this conversation. It's just like I'm just so disappointed with the Panthers, dude. Like every year, me and you go into we like them, man. They could be something, and they just let us down every year.
I got a lot of flack in their draft video because I remember you had them down as a winner, And I was kind of like, I didn't really like what they did.
I just said they were a winner because you're gonna find out, bro. You're gonna find out if this kid's gonna be the guy or not, and they found
He's not
out
the
he's
guy.
not.
I would just say this, Max. I have confidence in him that he's gonna get another opportunity, and I think
Absolutely.
he's gonna
Yeah.
do. I think he's gonna do good in the next place he goes to. And I
Like
think
I said, if I'm the Rams, I'd be like, yo, let's go get him. Let's go take him. Let him learn under Stafford a couple years. He'll step into it. He could have like a Geno Smith type thing.
the
But
Panthers don't know who they have because I don't know if you've seen this.
they got a weird team, bro. They have a weird team to think about. They got like old heads like Thielen and Deontay
Who
Johnson.
they're gonna trade?
Like they were like, oh, we're gonna compete. And now it's like, well, just let's trade them.
Yeah.
Like go to why would you keep those guys? Trade them.
But I don't know
Why would you?
I don't know if you've seen this report, Max, but they wanted to keep him because they were shopping him and they were surprised at the amount of teams that were just salivating at the mouth.
Bryce Young?
Bryce Young. And
Cap.
I think they're like,
Cap.
you think so?
Cap. I bet every team let me rephrase. I bet every team was willing to give them nothing for Bryce Young. I bet every team football's like, yeah, we'll give you a fifth. Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet they didn't get one fucking trade for a third or a second. Nothing like that. But what team wouldn't want Bryce Young for a 4th round pick?
Yeah. I think every team should
Right?
be lined up to get him.
If I'm the Raiders, I'm like, here's a third. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I agree. Look, I'm just very interested to see how that goes in the offseason or in the trade deadline. Trade deadline's not up yet.
Shout out to shitty ownership everywhere.
Yeah, their owner's shitty. Get the fuck out of Carolina.
Speaking of shitty owners, you want to talk about the Niners and Cowboys, or
let's do it. All right, Niners, Cowboys. Look, the Niners get back on track. They had a scare at the end, honestly, but I think the Niners had some type of halftime speech, Max, and we're like, let's go out and kick their ass.
No. They just did what the Niners. They adjusted. Yeah. The Cowboys don't. What's new? What's new?
Yeah.
Again, by the way, though, Dak Prescott's decision making has gone down a this shitter this year.
Yeah.
I thought both picks he threw were bad. Mm-hmm. I'm not even like if it's 3rd and 15, you throw that first pick. I'm like, okay, no big deal. It's a punt. 1st and 10, you throw that pick, and then the one to CeeDee Lamb. 3rd and 7, you throw a pick like a 10 yards down the field. That was the game, dude. That was the game. That pick he threw it there, and then they just come out and run 5 plays and score a touchdown. They're just soft. Cowboys are soft.
And
it's not all Dak's fault. It's not all his fault because they can't block Nick Bosa. They invested a lot of money in Terrence Steele, and he is not rewarding them with jack shit.
Yeah.
Again, it starts with the head of this snake, man.
Yeah.
It does. If I'm the 49ers, I don't even feel that good about this win, to be honest. The Cowboys are this is the game I'd fired McCarthy. Like, why not?
They're not going to do it. I don't think they are. They're too stupid. Look, the Cowboys.
I commend them for fighting back a little bit, though. I will say that. I'm shocked they fought back at all.
Well, they started throwing the ball to CeeDee Lamb. I don't know why they.
By the way, did you see the plays they came up with at the end of the game? Like, oh, maybe you should run that shit in the first half.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. On the Niners part, Max, we'll see what happens. We shitted on them last week. We kind of said that this was a get right game for them, though, to get back on track. Purdy had some nice throws. Looked a lot better than last week, but he is playing the Cowboys. We'll see what happens, though. They're gonna get healthy a little bit more. They got a bye week coming up. This is not the first time that they have started off 3-4, and they rattled off 10 straight last year. So we'll see what happens. On the Cowboy side, totally shit, bro. Totally
chalk.
Shit. Yeah,
chalk, as the kids would say.
And anything else on those two teams, Max?
Man, Cowboys are a disappointment.
And also
should have fired your coach.
Also a disappointment. It's probably our last topic we're gonna do. Let's talk about Anthony Richardson a little bit. We haven't.
How was 2 completions for 80 yards? Oh yeah, it was 2 for 15, right? Oh yeah. That's
look, we haven't talked about him really since week 1, and I thought it was a good time to revisit him. It's bad. Okay, it's bad. It's not looking good, obviously. But me and Max seen this coming from a mile away. Like we've been saying this. Like he's a project. He's a project. He's a project. I don't think the fan base knows that. And I don't think a lot of NFL media understand that. They based him off 2 games last year. He did a lot of his damage on the ground.
I mean, I would say this. I was shocked when they gave him the job over Gardner Minshew to start the year. I was like, damn, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I think the Colts fucked up with this one because they shouldn't have
How so?
signed. They shouldn't have signed Joe Flacco. They shouldn't have done it. And it makes it even worse that the kid got hurt and Joe Flacco came in and lit the fucking world on fire. And now the fan base is involved and now they're getting impatient because they seen what they did with Joe Flacco, which I don't think they're a fucking amazing team with him. You know, I just think a lot of their talent gets a little bit bumped up. But it sucks. It fucking sucks for the kid, bro, because we knew this going in. We knew the plan. Right, Max? We knew what it was. Some people just don't know.
I would say this. I think the difference you're going to see between people are probably thinking, well, you guys just shit on Bryce Young and it's his second year. Well, Bryce Young played 16 games or 15 games. Yeah. I didn't get to see a season worth of Anthony Richardson. So that is why. I saw 2 years of Bryce Young in college. Anthony Richardson played 10 games. We talked about, like, there were games like this his rookie year where it's like 4 for 15, 80 yards. It's like, you know, I'm okay taking these lumps because this to me is kind of his de facto rookie year. I'm not upset. I don't really want to make a big deal that he went out for one play. He takes a fucking beating.
Yeah.
Like, I know he said he was out of breath and people are like, he's so out of shape, but like, dude, I really like how this kid plays. Let me rephrase, not plays, how he like handles himself and the chip on his shoulder. I see, you know, he runs hard. Is he mechanically there? Not at all. I don't want to punt. I don't want to punt on him because you have so much invested. I just want to say to all you Indy fans, bro, you ain't gonna win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. Yeah. You've invested the 4th overall pick in this guy. Your coach loves him because he picked him because he comes from Philadelphia with a running quarterback who loves to throw the ball deep. Jalen Hurts is not that great of a short throw thrower either. So I would just pump the brakes, Anthony Richardson. Just live with this shit, bro. Next year, if it looks like that bad, I'll be the first one to say, yo, it's time.
Yeah.
This kid ain't got it.
Yeah. But
that's it.
I think the worst decision possible, because they're talking about it right now,
to bench him. No, I know. That'd be the worst thing ever.
Don't do it.
They're so stupid.
Don't do it. It's not worth winning 10 games
Let
max.
me rephrase. There's only one way that you do it. If the locker room is like turning on him. But I don't feel like they are.
I don't think so. Maybe
I feel like
AD
the coach
Mitchell
might
is.
be feeling some. Yeah, AD Mitchell. He got AD Mitchell involved a little bit last night.
I know, but like he would be missing.
Oh yeah, week 1. I bet he was like, "Fuck this guy." I want to go back and watch all his throws because I just want to go back and see.
Think that
I know it's going to be ugly.
You know what? Now that we're talking about it, Max, I think that would be a good film breakdown for us to look at all his throws, look at him mechanically. I know it's going to be a pain looking at him mechanically, but definitely do not bench AR5. All right.
By the way, they're 4-4 too. It's not like they're 1-8. Like, come on.
I mean, 2 of those wins are Joe Flacco, or 3 of those wins, I believe. You know, so.
I just don't bench him. Dude.
It's just
don't bench him.
It's the absolute worst guy. Why do it, Indy? Why would you sign Joe Flacco? You should have just signed some bum that the fan base don't care about. And it's like, fuck that. Let's start AR5. Why Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco, you should have came to the Raiders. Fuck it. Jeez. Not good, man. Not good. All right.
Not good.
Anything else on week 8, Max, that you want to?
No, not. I have nothing else to add.
Okay. I think that's gonna do it. You want to do a little Laker corner?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right.
I'm already. I re-love the Lakers. Hey, it's been a great 4 games to start the year, man. JJ Redick looks so much more capable than Darvin Ham ever did, and it's cool to see them running the offense through AD. It's cool to see plays. It's cool to see, like I said, capable coaching.
Yeah.
How about this? The starting lineup doesn't change every 2 fucking games. How's that one? How's
Yeah.
that sound? That one sound good?
Yeah. And the best player on your team is being the best player on your team, being utilized very well. Look, I'm pretty sure they lost their first game tonight. We're watching it a little bit. Close game with the Phoenix Suns. To me, it's just a whole 180, bro. The team just looks different. I'm not trying to say this like they're gonna win a championship or they're gonna have a deep playoff run. I think the Lakers still have some holes in the roster. They're not that deep. They have some guys that need to come back
Their
from
best player is
injury.
40.
Their best player is
Their
40
second
or
their
second best player.
best player is
Second
40.
best
It's
player.
40.
But if you're a Laker fan like me and Max and you've watched at least 80% of the games the last fucking 4 years, there's an effort level that we haven't seen. And I see it within 4 games. You see the difference. You see D'Angelo Russell, who's a player who doesn't hustle worth the shit, trying to hustle on the team. You know why? Because everyone else is doing it and he's going to look like an absolute dickhead if he doesn't. And it's probably because of JJ Redick telling him, like, hey, dude, I want to have a relationship with you. I believe in you. You play hard for me. I'm going to play you. I'm going to back you up. And we're going to have a good season.
And I think D'Lo has not played good to start the year, especially shooting the ball.
Mhm.
And his minutes haven't waned. JJ Redick's like believing in him.
Yeah.
It's just good to have a good coach. And I think JJ Redick is a good coach. And I think he will show to everyone he's going to be a great coach because he's a smart player.
Yeah.
He's really smart. He
know,
loves this game.
You know who he reminds me of, Max? JJ Redick. And not coaching like X's and O's and shit, but kind of the way that he handles interviews or media. Fucking you. I can imagine you, if you coached in the NBA, you would have the demeanor of a JJ Redick. It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious how Spectrum interviews him after the first half, and the Lakers made like a last minute shot, buzzer beater. And the first thing they ask, hey JJ, how do you feel about having momentum with that last shot at the end? And he makes like the face like I don't give a fuck about that. We have to do this. We have to execute better. Like no one cares about that last second shot. I can totally fucking see your ass saying some shit like that. So me and Max used to coach. A little backstory for you guys. Me and Max used to coach 15 and 16-year-old. So I've seen Max as a head coach and an assistant coach. I know the demeanor he brings. He's very straightforward. And I feel like JJ Redick is very straightforward. He's cutting through the bullshit. He's like, hey, are we executing or not? I don't give a fuck about all this other bullshit, And
you're right.
We'll see how it goes. Loving what the Lakers are doing, though, man. Hopefully they keep it up. It's very great.
On pace to win like 80 games, so sounds good.
Fuck it. Beat the Warriors record, baby.
74-8.
Oh, man. All right. Well, that's going to do it, guys, of your guys' Laker Corner. Those are going to be back every week since the season started. That's your guys' little dose of NBA from us, all right? If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, man. Helps out a bunch. Hit that like button. That also helps out if you guys want to do that. And comment down below.
There's plenty of clips to watch and comment on. Sounds good.
Yeah. Comment down below. If you guys want NBA content, you guys stayed this long, comment down below. Be like, hey, where's the NBA content, man? Make a little video on it. Fuck it, we'll make a video, bro. We work for you guys. We want what the people want. We want to do what the people want to do. So if you guys are interested in NBA content, let us know. We'll make a little short video if we have to. We're just going off the views, man. Whatever gets more views and that you guys like, that's what we're trying to produce for you guys. All right. Max, any last words?
No. Have a good week, everybody. I'm going to a Clipper game soon. I'm excited.
Oh my goodness, Clipper game.
Taking my dad wants to see the new stadium, so I was like, I'll take you.
Well, I'll probably be doing the podcast from Cincinnati next week because I'm going on vacation. I'm
going next week, Monday. So.
We'll see, man. All right. We'll see you guys then. We out. Peace.